health, education and overseas aid programmes remain unaffected. Well, many commentators have questioned whether Britain will ever return to growth. Al Jazeera's Lawrence Lee reports now from the English town of Swindon, which appears to be bucking the national trend.
Find out on the accounts.
This is the kind of place politicians like to be photographed at, a busy and growing technology company. Ambitious and hard-working, they're 50 staff now and about to be 57. No economic downturn here, no impact of recession.
It's very brisk. We've just had the best year we've ever had in 20 years of trading, and we're highly confident that this year is going to better last year.
Doesn't sound like Britain.
Well, no, but hey, maybe that's the perception that Britain we've got to try and crack over in the next 12 months.
Swindon's often the butt of jokes in England for being dull, but it's the town that's laughing at the moment. It's as though the whole place was built to cater for business. The spread here has big manufacturers, technology giants, finance houses, retail and warehousing. For a population of less than 250,000, that's a lot of industry and no over-reliance on a single thing. If Swindon was a country, it would be running a trade surplus. And that's really quite significant because all the signs are that Britain's about to enter a triple-dip recession, which is completely unheard of. It's actually become quite fashionable in recent months for economists to look at Britain as a sort of new Japan, a country which actually won't see any new growth at all, but instead will simply suffer years and years of stagnation. So the question is, does this place represent a sort of model, a way of getting Britain out of the mess that it's in? There isn't much public sector, meaning less cost to the government, and a more business-minded population. In that sense, what Swindon looks like is what this government wants Britain to look like.
There's really two issues here. One is getting companies to come in to invest. You have to make sure that the planning constraints are not there. In other words, it's a really vibrant environment for them to want to come in. There's no blockages, everybody's on their case. And for companies already here, we have to make it so compelling to stay here and consolidate and expand that they will never think about going elsewhere.
They also try to keep people working and to that end hold jobs fairs to match skills with available posts. So even though Honda recently announced 800 redundancies, they hope to find almost everybody a job somewhere else. That means fewer people unemployed, less cost to the state.
One organisation we're working with has 1,600 vacancies available, so we're doing our best to match those people leaving Honda and its supply chain to opportunities being pledged by the 60 companies who've said they're interested in that workforce.
Drive around the streets where the workers live and you don't get a great sense of people here being enormously wealthy. Critics say that many of the jobs are often badly paid without security, and it's certainly true that the Swindon model isn't designed to make most people rich. But it does balance the budget, and that's more than the politicians here can do. Lawrence Lee, Al Jazeera, Swindon.
And now a message from the United Nations. Perk up, be happy. Wednesday marks the first annual International Day of Happiness. The day follows a UN resolution tabled by Bhutan. The Himalayan nation pioneered the concept of gross national happiness